ES E-mini futures 2000 tick chart, and we're using price action rules and market geometry to determine where to enter for high probability setups. So far, I'm thinking we have a potential uptrend working higher right here. As you can see in the overnight session, we had this uptrend, and after it broke, it created new extreme just as we expected it to. After new extremes created, we expect market reversal or correction, and it looked like we had a little reversal pattern right here, failed second entry long, and it led into another short-term downtrend. That channel broke out, but it didn't create new low, and you have to ask yourself why. It's kind of acting like it already created new extreme, so there might be a potential like tighter channel or something like that. But as you can see, I was playing around with this uptrend. We have multiple confirmations of the bottom of this trend line. Normally it's only 3 that you need to really have a lot of confidence that the uptrend is legit. And we have 3 bounces here. And you can see we had this small trading range breakout. Most breakouts of trading ranges fail. So I was expecting it to pull back in, but you can see we tested that resistance as support right here multiple times. This is kind of a multiple test area right here. We had a second entry long, failed breakout, or breakout pullback, my bad. And it continued to work higher. So I'm waiting for one more push phase to have a little bit more confidence in this uptrend. It's not quite confirmed for me yet. But when you see a break of a downtrend and no new low created, you have to ask yourself why. It looks like we have a potential uptrend here, but I'm just sitting on my hands. I'm not even looking for a trade right now. This is area of development. I'm just waiting for clear structure to develop and have a little bit more confidence in this. We had this really nice trade right here. It's a higher low confirming a second entry long. So you can see new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, and then it triggered below. Perfect higher low bar right here. Tiny risk. I mean, I think it's like a 7 tick bar. I tried to get filled on this trade. I mean, literally as soon as it triggered, I put my limit order at the close of this bar. And prices came back, touched my order, but did not fill me, unfortunately. But that's a super good trade. I actually love that trade. You can see the market likes to move in pairs of 2. When you see a nice 2-legged pullback like that, it's literally a measured move and then a higher low confirming it. So all the bulls that went long right here are probably adding to their trade when this bar forms. Super high probability trade. If you can get filled on that one, I mean, that's all you need all week and you're good to go. So hopefully we get something else. Let's see what happens. So we had overshoot of our uptrend. Now, after overshoot happens, it can lead to market reversal, but we do know that this uptrend needs new high. So you can see we broke outside of the other side of the channel after the overshoot was created. We even have a potential, some kind of downtrend like this, short-term downtrend. But after we break outside of this other channel, that's when we start to look for it to push back above EMA so we can take a nice setup to test new extreme for this uptrend right here. But when overshoot happens, it's basically just overbought uptrend or oversold downtrend. So it can lead to a reversal of the market entirely. So if we don't push back above EMA here, we may end up forming a new pattern, some kind of downtrend. But we'll see what happens. Area of development. All right, guys, I went ahead and entered on this trade. Now you can see the bar I entered on, the bull bar right here, is an inside bar. So it's inside the high and low of the previous bar. So it's super risky to enter a trade like this. But you can see we have 2 perfect pullback, 2-leg pullback to EMA. EMA is going to hold here, and this uptrend needs new high. So I have a lot of confidence in this trade. It's definitely a more risky approach entering on an inside bar like this. Normally you want to see this bar trigger below, but that didn't happen. But I'm going to hold this trade. Let's see what happens. All right, our first target was filled. It automatically moves my stop loss to break even. Hopefully we can fill this 16. All right, guys, our runner got hit. It came back and stopped me out at break even with the other, I think, 3 contracts I still had in. It's definitely an aggressive trade, but you can see we have 2 perfect pullback legs to the EMA. You can see after this downtrend, we had overshoot and then broke outside of the other side of the channel. And then you can see we went straight through EMA like it wasn't even there. And then we found confluence kind of support at the EMA. Now this is a key entry point. It's definitely a lot more risky taking an inside bar like that, but we have 2 perfect 2-leg pullback to EMA. We're up above it. I like the trade a lot. We might be able to get a higher low here as well. We'll see what happens. All right, the higher low closed as a doji bar, so I have to sit on my hands here. If this closed higher, you know, it had a nice good bull bar right here, support at EMA, you can consider that confirming this second entry long, but since it closed as a doji, we have to wait. Okay, we just created new high just as we expected it to after this overshoot break, push above EMA. I wish this trade would have went a little bit longer, or this higher low would have formed a bit better, but it's all right. We predicted what the market was going to do right here. Now, after new highs created, we can expect correction or reversal. So I'm just going to sit here on my hands and wait and see if we start to correct sideways or if we want to break lower and start a new trend down. But if we continue higher, we can always look for some kind of wider channel like this. The fact that we created new high right here and then we pushed back above EMA, you can see how far, pushed back up, you can see how far away we are from EMA. Makes me think that there's some kind of wider channel. So I'm just going to leave this here. It's not confirmed yet. We may break through right here if it pulls back, but I'm going to be watching this channel and see what happens. We got new high now. The only thing that I can see is this higher low right here. When this formed, though, I was thinking this was considered a technical new high. You can see this big wick from a lot of volume. It just spiked up, so I was figuring that they considered this to be technical new high, but it looks like it pushed back above EMA and created a legitimate new high. Now that new high is created, we can expect market correction or reversal. So I'm going to consider maybe a failed second entry long because we have this little trading range right here, and we know that most breakouts fail. All bull pressure is played out now. So a failed second entry long pull back into this little trading range would be a good trade for me. Let's see what happens. Really going sideways now. It looks like it's taken a while to figure out what it wants to do. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. It's 1:30 now, so I don't like to trade after 1:30 because it can get quite volatile and doesn't really follow the price action rules like I like it to after 1:30. So overall today, pretty good. Nice little uptrend bull day. We started the day off with this spike up, break, push to new extreme. After new extreme, we expect the market to reverse or correct. It turned into a reversal. We broke out of that channel and we did not create new low. So you have to ask yourself why. And then we drew this wider uptrend, and that was the reason why it didn't. We got overshoot, break outside of the other side of the channel, and then once we push back above EMA here, you can start to look for longs to test new extreme. And we got a nice second entry long here. It's an inside bar. This is the one I took today. I scalped 2 contracts at 8 ticks. So pretty good trade. I consider that a winning trade, even though it was a small win. Any win is a win. After we created that, it made a nice spike up. And then after it kept going higher, after it made new high right here, you can draw another channel because you have to ask yourself why is again to figure out why it keeps going up. We got a second entry long here to test new high after we broke out of this channel. I thought this was the new high considering we had this big wick here and that was a lot of volume. I figured it was going to consider that new high. We broke back below EMA and then ended up making a failed second entry short right here, and then a higher low confirming it to push to new extreme. And then once again, we created new high and continued to push higher, and that's when you look for another channel. Couple good trades. This higher low I tried to get filled on. I put my limit order literally at the close of that bar, and it didn't come back. Well, it came back to my price, or the prices came back to my limit order, but it didn't fill me into the trade, unfortunately. But if you get filled on that one, man, that's a perfect trade. I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for. Other than it kind of breaking below EMA a little bit. The reason I like it so much, though, is you can see it's a measured move, 2-leg pullback to EMA. When you see that, I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for. You can take second entry longs. Like I marked this one. This is technically a second entry long, but you can see it looks like just one leg, right? That has less of a chance of succeeding than this one does, where it has two broad legs pulled back. You can see the bears failed twice, and the bulls want to try again to make it, pull up. And after overshoot, we normally would expect like the market to reverse. It can lead to reversal at least, but we ended up making a new high here. So overall, pretty good day. I'm going to wrap it up with my one trade. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll answer those questions. If you want to learn how to use this strategy, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be uploading every weekday my live charting session. So thank you guys for watching, and good luck with your trading.